What's holding you back from taking actions on things you want to do? Why are you waiting so long? Why are you rethinking, overthinking, overanalyzing instead of taking the actions? It's a beautiful day today. I've been wanting to come out here and take a hike for a little while now, and what better time to do it than now? So take a look around. It's beautiful. You can see all the colors changing in the leaves. Fall is here. It's getting a little cooler, but the sun's still shining. It's really bright out, and I love that. Since this is something I've been wanting to do, I said, why not come out here and make it happen? Why not take the action I've been thinking about and overthinking about? Why not get out here and, put my gear on and get out here on the trail and enjoy nature? So here I am. I am in the middle of the woods making it happen. So I'm going to have a little bit of time out here. I'll see how many miles I do. I think the loop is 4 miles. I don't know how long that's going to take me yet, but we'll see. So with some time on my hands and being out here, I figured why not take you all with me and we can have a little chat. We can reflect and enjoy out here together. I've noticed that it's very easy for people to have big ideas. There's no shortage of big ideas in the world. We all think and dream and have all these things we want to accomplish and goals that we want to achieve, but there's a big difference between thinking about it and taking the action and doing it. To me, it doesn't really matter how big the dream is or how quote unquote important it is or who's thinking it's important, but one thing I've noticed though is when the goals are coming from outside of us, it's somebody else asking for it, somebody else asking us to do something. It's at work, at school, in society. Those things usually get prioritized and those things get done. But what about our own goals and our own dreams? Do we treat them with the same respect? Do we prioritize them in the same way? Do we take the action in the same way? For most of us, we don't. And that's me too, me included. Most of the times we have all those dreams, we have all those goals, but we don't take the action. So what ends up happening is the dreams and the goals, they just end up sitting on the burner. They just sit there for days and weeks. They sit on our to-do list. They sit on our productivity tools. They're just sitting there. Nothing's happening with them. Like James Baldwin said, those are dreams deferred. You can see one of the mile markers here. I didn't really start at the very beginning, so I'm a little less than 1 mile. So why do I bring all this up? We are here on YouTube. I recently started my channel. I've been wanting to start this channel for so long. It's been weeks and months and years of talking about it and thinking about it. Even if I had these thoughts, I became one of those people where I had the idea, but I wasn't taking the action. It's hard when you get into that space. It's hard when you get to the point where you have the idea, you're stuck in this inertia and you can't get out because you're not taking the action. And every day, every week, every year takes you further and further away from the dream that you have. The trail just got to a point here and it's hard to tell which way to go, but I think I'm gonna go uphill and see. I'm gonna find out. Let's see where it goes. It's hard when you find yourself in that place and you're stuck and you feel like you're not taking the action and you know what you need to do. You know what you should be doing. You know what your goals are, but you still can't move yourself to take the action. How do you get out of that? How do you get out of that rut? How do you get out of that place where you can finally set yourself free and take the actions that you want? Because what ends up happening is you accumulate all these different excuses, all these different reasons why you can't do the thing you want to do. It's time. I don't know enough. I don't have the information. I don't have the resources. I don't have the right camera gear. My lighting isn't good. All these different things. I don't know how to edit. Right? Like the list can be really, really long. It's almost like we have more comfort in having those excuses than to have to face ourselves and say that we're simply not taking the action. Now, I don't know about you, but if someone said something like that to me, I would feel like I'm being called out. I guess I am calling you out, but I'm also calling myself out because I've been right there with you. I've also been that person who had the dream, had the goal, know exactly what I wanted to do, and didn't sit down and do it. Didn't sit down and pull out my phone, pull out my camera, and start recording. I was not expecting this trail to have elevation, but it has some elevation. It's definitely making me a little winded, but I like that I'm getting a little bit of a workout. So how do you get yourself out of that situation where you have the goal, you know exactly what you want to do, your vision is so clear, you know why you want to do it, but you're not taking the action? To me, that's usually a mental thing. It's not about the equipment, it's not about the resources, because when it really comes down to it, it doesn't take much to get the bare minimum out there. It doesn't take much to get started. No one said you had to be perfect starting, but usually we tell ourselves that we do. That's part of the procrastination. That's part of the excuses. That's part of having something to hold on to so that you don't have to take the action. We all know what it is, okay? We've all been there. We've all experienced it. And I'm just going to call it as it is. I'm just going to call it out. We know when we need to be taking action. You know, I think it comes down to two things. One is how bad you want something. How bad do you want the thing that you say you want to achieve? Is it just you like the idea of it? Does it come with some kind of prestige or status? You know, does it have something that makes you feel good, that makes you look good to other people? Or is it deeper than that? Is it something that you just genuinely are interested in? Like you really value that. You want to do it regardless of what the outcome is. Regardless of, you know, who knows, who sees it, what kind of accolades you get from it, what kind of awards you get. Are you still interested in it? If there's nothing to gain in terms of fame or fortune, are you still going to do it? How bad do you want it? Because when we're not that interested, we're not that vested, we don't want it that bad, we simply don't take the action. It's as simple as that. If you're not hungry, you're not going to be trying to figure out how to eat. Because you're good, you're fine. You're not hungry. But there's a difference when you either have no other option. If your passion is so strong that regardless of who knows, who sees it, you still just have this intrinsic feeling to get information out of you, to help others, to achieve that thing, you're going to find a way to make it happen. You're going to find a way to get it done. Even if that means 5 minutes a day, 1 day a week, getting up early, whatever that means, you'll find a way to do it. The second thing comes down to mindset. Because I've noticed in my own life Even if I want to do something, if I don't start mentally preparing, it doesn't happen. It won't happen if you don't get your mind in the game. To achieve great things, to achieve anything, that takes effort, time, dedication, consistency, commitment. You have to be mentally prepared first. If you're not mentally prepared, you're not going to get up early. You're not going to take the actions. You're not going to come back the next day and take more actions. It's just not going to happen. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Is it true that you need to want something to do it? Is that the case for you? Do you know exactly what you want to accomplish and you're just not taking the action? What about the mental readiness? Are you mentally prepared to do the things you want to do? Because like I said, if you're not mentally prepared, the actions are not going to follow. So let me know in the comments. This is where I was with my own YouTube journey. Like I said, I've wanted to do it for a very long time. Talked about it. It's been on the list. Thought about what I would talk about on YouTube, what type of content I would create. But I didn't push the record button. And it wasn't until a few weeks ago, while in the middle of just a really, really tough and challenging situation, I decided that I did not want to let that situation slow down my goals and things that I want to achieve. And I decided to just start with what I have, do what I can, and take the action. Especially at that time, I had limited resources. I didn't have all of my camera gear and everything with me. So I just jumped on and used my phone. Set up in front of the phone, used the background that was already there. I didn't make anything fancy, and I started talking. It took that really tough situation, which I'll probably make another video on at some point. It took that situation to get me to take action, because I refuse to have circumstances, things outside of myself dictate what I will get done and what I will accomplish. My goal for starting on YouTube was all about helping people. I have seen some things, I have learned. By my own definition, I've enjoyed some successes. And I think it's important that we share the knowledge that we have, we help others, and we help everyone win. I don't think resources, knowledge should be kept from people. That was my why. That is why I wanted to get on YouTube as an additional platform to spread the things that I know, things that I understand, things that I believe in, to help other people. So why should I, in that moment, allow a challenging situation to keep me away from accomplishing that? Why would I allow that tough situation, which, yes, it's hard right now, but at some point it will be behind me. At some point it will be over. Why should I allow that to slow down the progress that I could be making today? So I started recording. Started thinking about what I want to talk about, and started to make it happen. Fast forward some days, some weeks, now I have a few videos up. I'll just keep going. I'll keep bringing content. Now that I have a few, I can also reflect on the journey, reflect on what's happening, share the lessons that are happening with my own process. Maybe that can help someone who is also starting and also stuck and not taking the action. So I hope you'll join me. if nothing else, I hope this inspires you to take actions that you have waiting on you. They are sitting there, but you're not giving those actions any attention. And so maybe this is the day that you change that. Maybe this is the day you do something. You take a small action and you get started. This is not an ask to be perfect. This is just an ask to start. This is an ask to put whatever information you have, whatever knowledge you have, get it out into the world if it can help somebody else. If this resonates with you, I would love to hear in the comments your thoughts. I would love to hear where you are in your own journey. And I hope that you'll subscribe, like this video, watch another one, and come back and let me know how you're doing and see how my progress is coming along. I'm gonna try to keep myself accountable, and you all can help me do that. I would appreciate any check-ins to see how things are going, and I would love to also hear about your own process as well. So I'm gonna close out here with sharing some of the view that I am enjoying while I'm out here. I still have a little way to go on this trail, and I'm gonna keep going because it's amazing out here. I love it. Look at this cute little bridge.